Alto reed, Bob Seger, Silver Bullet Band. Sax man, many, many moons. I've been with Bob since 1972. We had a major breakthrough with the Live Bullet album. We did a KISS tour, nationwide tour, and from that moment on it was just like station wagons to jets, and it's been great ever since. Our album, Frampton Comes Alive and Live Bullet were the three biggest live selling albums I think in forever. At the time that Live Bullet came out, KISS was playing in Florida, which was a huge market for us. We opened up for them. It was really perfect because their fans were more rock and roll than I had ever anticipated. I expected guys just in makeup, jumping around, and they were an amazing, hard-working rock and roll band. They thought we were more like Midwest, another garage band, and they found out that we were a powerhouse rock and roll reality. KISS came out to see us because the crew said, "You got to see this band, man. They're amazing." Us, that was. And the crew brought the band out, and by the third show, they offered us the entire tour, which was big for us because every group before that would kick us off the tour. A lot of big names, and we go out for them and do an amazing opening show, and a lot of times they would pull half the PA, they would give you the encores, and our fans were just very devoted and very enthusiastic about us. So KISS was the first band that really said, "You're coming with us, you're going to do the whole nationwide tour if you want," and that really broke us wide open with their tour and with us. And after that, there was no turning around. So it's been big venues ever since, headlining your 16 to 22,000 seat arenas all the time. Tonight we're doing the Hard Rock here in Hollywood, and it's 5,000 or 6,000 seats, and it's one of the smallest venues that we've played in a long time. But it should be fun because it's a lot more personal, intimate. And this is really my town now. I've lived in Miami since the 70s. I'm from Detroit, but I call Miami my home. I love Miami. I love the energy. I love where it's gone. There's so much going on right now in South Florida with all the styles of music. It's truly an international mecca of entertainment, and this is home for me. I love Miami. First and foremost is Bob Seger's songs. Bob writes timeless songs that touch everybody. They remember their wedding, the graduation, their first baby, the first time they, lost their virginity. His songs are phenomenal, and they're timeless, and that's really proven throughout the years to be one of the biggest tours of this entire year. Every show sells out in a matter of minutes, and the fans, they're so loud singing the songs. After the first night, I had to get in-ear monitors, and I've never used them my whole life. I want to just do it like the real deal rock and roll. We don't use flash pots, we don't have big video screens. We just play really, really good rock with great energy, and Bob's a phenomenal performer. So what I think is happening is that a lot of people are dependent upon the dance troupes, the background reality, the production, and more I'm watching bands go out there and rediscover the reality of just playing great music, putting on a good show. I think it was when we got our first gold album. That was huge. It was something I dreamt about forever. The guys that played in the band with Bob when I first joined went on to become Eric Clapton's band, 461 Ocean Boulevard, for the next dozen albums. And I remember visiting Jamie Oldaker in Tulsa when we played there, and I went up into his house and he had some gold albums on the wall, and that was just like, oh man. At that moment it seemed so far away, of achieving it. And so with Live Bullet, when that went gold, Capitol Records presented us with our album. So we were out in Los Angeles, and I had such a great time. Robin Robbins, the original keyboard player at the time, he and I, at the after show, with all the celebrities from LA and record company and press, we just had a ball. And the next thing we know, the band is gone, the limos are gone, and it's me and Robin in our North Beach leather, outfits with our platinum gold albums under our arms. And we literally went out on Wilshire Boulevard, I think it was, because we played Pauley Pavilion or someplace there, UCLA. And we went out on the street, hitchhiking back to the hotel with our, we thought it was rock and roll, to be full dressed and with our albums under our arms. For me, that was the defining moment. I knew we were there. The band hired me and said, if you wanted the gig's yours. And I said, I do. And they said, well, pack your bags, we leave tomorrow. So there were no rehearsals. I knew some of the songs, but it was more like just jamming with them. And the style that I play on sax is not like, it's not jazz and it's not horn section thing. I always wanted to be a guitar player. So I listened to Clapton, Townsend, Hendrix, some of the George Harrison, I thought was one of the best soloists with his simplicity of how he approached all the Beatles songs and how he put his guitar in there. So that was my style, and when I went out with Bob for the first 2 weeks, every night I learned the songs live as we played the show. And I would just jam and find places to create these lines, which is what I really love doing. We were in the studio, come up to Current there, and he played a track for me. I listened to it and he said, I hear sax on this. I said, what do you hear? He said, well, picture the movie, the black and white movie, The Man with the Golden Arm. It's late at night, it's in New York, there's water on the alley, and off in the distance you hear this plaintive wail. And I heard it and I kind of went like, you mean like da 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 da? Who would have known that would become one of the most recognizable sax lines on alto sax? Turn the page. That for me was a defining moment because forever Bob needed a sax player in his band. And I knew I had a gig. From this moment on, I change, start to get ready to change into the stage outfits, and I go through just kind of a settling in process, focusing on maybe some set changes, and I go through and make sure that all my horns are prepared, that the reeds are fresh and play the way I like them. And every reed that you put on here is different than the next one, brand new out of the box. Yo, baby, come on in. My angels. This, you want to know what makes me play good? This. Now you really know the true secret behind my good performances. They're here. This is the bad boy right here. This is a rare saxophone, 1922, a Kahn bass sax. Everybody asks me, how much does it weigh? I tell them, I really don't want to know. On stage, this thing is like, I levitate the damn thing. But this bass sax, took me 5 years to talk a guy, an old musician, repairman, into finally selling this to me. And the minute I played it, I knew that this is the bad boy of rock and roll sax. And it is. One of the keys to every show, behind the scenes, we have a crew of about 25 guys. I think when you came up here tonight, I'm sure you saw that we had coaches and a bunch of tour buses for the crew and some big semis with design of the new album on there. And somehow Kid Rock snuck onto it as well. I don't know how he did that. So this is the baritone sax, 1970s vintage Mark VI. I've had this a long time, and I love this sax, man. You already heard the alto sax. This is my tenor. I do most of the songs on this. I love this sax. This is actually a newer sax made by Selmer. I got this on the last tour, and it's become my favorite horn. I love playing this. How you been? This is my brother. New read time. Just try to find something that jumps out, feels right. I use a Rico plastic coated reed because I switch horns all the time. and I need to be able to just jump, pick up the next sax without worrying about is it, you know, wetted and ready to go. So these cool, really good reeds. I like it better. That's a good one. And what to wear tonight? I kind of wear pretty much a similar choice of outfits night to night. And I've got a bunch of the same pants. Armani Exchange. This is the deal right here. You too could be a rock star. How much more you need to know? You ladies look lovely tonight.
You too.
I know I'm going to do a really good show now. Wouldn't you?